Well, the psychiatrist can spend a better part of a person's lifetime delving into his mind and coming away after 15 years maybe finding nothing or very little. How can you in 30 hours bring out a person's entire subconscious?
Because I myself had been with psychology, psychiatry from the 20s up until 52. I studied all the psychologies. I started with Pavlovian, Watson's behaviorism, through Freud up until the present time. I had 4 years of psychoanalysis under an associate of Freud, not alive today, 4 times a week. I've been through all that, and I never got the answers through the psychiatric approach. Their goal was to adjust me to my environment. I didn't get the answer there. I got worse and worse and worse. After I had my second heart attack, I had enough incentive to get the answers. I had to get the answers. I discovered by getting within myself in a period of 3 months' time that each one of us is a being with no limits. Psychiatry doesn't know this yet, but I discovered it for me. If it's for me, it's for everyone. Whatever I went through, anyone can go through. By taking that way, I discovered we are beings that have no limits. And once you see the total picture, you see what the mind is. You see the psychiatric world has a difficult time explaining mind, happiness, and so forth. I can tell you what it is. It's so simple. Your mind is the sum total collection of all your thoughts and feelings, period. Now, the majority of them we're holding subconsciously.
Well, how do you release these things?
Because
It's that simple.
It's simple, but we are so conditioned to use almost our total attention to keep our feelings suppressed. We have to bypass your habit of your lifetime to take you through it again and again, experiencing you in it so that you know what it is through experience. The answers will never be gotten through your reasoning mind is one thing you'll learn. You probably know it today, right? You can't get the answers through your logical mind. I tried. Not only did I study the field of psychiatry, but I studied all the philosophies. I even studied medicine, economics, every field of man trying to get the answers to no avail. I reached a point where I was at the end of the line. They told me I might die any day. Then I realized that all the accumulated knowledge that I had gotten over so many years, reading textbook after textbook, was of no use. That I had to drop all that and sort of start from scratch. Then I discovered this method, that it's not in the reasoning mind, it's in understanding the feelings. It's in understanding what suppressed feelings are, how to get a handle on them, get them up, and actually dump them. I would have to take you through it. I could talk forever and never explain it to you because it's experiential, like trying to tell you what an orange tastes like. I can't explain it to you. If I gave you the orange and you ate it, you would know. It's something we have to take you through. I would love to.
A lot of truisms, which I'm sure we all agree. But I remember for years I used to be a salesman, and I realized in order to sell my product, I had to write a blog, conversation, or demonstration, or whatever. You haven't sold it. I mean, you haven't given me enough to say. Check for X amount of dollars. You're asking me to go on, blind faith. I'm quite sure you believe in everything that you're saying. But you haven't given me enough to hang my hat on.
You're right. You're right. And I'm telling you, it's something that I cannot prove to you. The only proof, the real proof, would have to be your taking it, of course. The next best proof is talking to someone that you know and have confidence in who has been through it. The third proof would be what you pick up from me. I cannot sell it like an external product. It is a subjective science. It is a science. And there's no external presentation of it. It's the going through it, the experiencing of it, that proves it to you. And one of my basic principles is believe nothing until you can prove it for yourself. I am handicapped by that. So therefore I say the best thing now would be to talk to those who have been through it, especially people that you know. See, we came to New York only last February, and just by word of mouth that we kept going and growing. Because the ones who have been through it got their friends to come in.
This unlimited being that you are, that you speak of, do you see that in terms of spirit, separate from body, or part of the body?
Unlimited means unlimited in every direction, including the body.
Would you be more concrete or specific?
Today there are enough stories of these people, especially from the East, the yogis, who do these unusual things, islanders in the Pacific Islands who run over hot coals and don't burn their feet. All these unusual things show the inner potential that we have. And there's many of us who occasionally experience something most unusual that happens that has no rational explanation. The unusual is being shown to us more and more every day, even on TV and through the media. So I feel as though I'm talking about something that is known today. 10 years ago, no.
But well, the yogi is someone who has had a very special kind of background and experience that has directed him specifically. But we all here have a different kind of background and a different kind of experience. His life has prepared him for that specific limitlessness relative to our limitedness. But our lives are necessarily lives of limitedness. Right now, as I sit here, I am limited by this situation in my social training and background. Now, if I wanted to delimit myself, I would have to violate the bounds and codes of social limitation. I may feel an impulse to be myself, but then I would be going against the whole force and inertia of all our conditioning and programming. So I don't get up on the floor and do my dead imitations of pirouettes.
Nor do you break space-time continuum.
Nor do I what?
Nor do you break the space-time continuum. And if this unlimited being is unlimited, then there is no limitation to space or time, and you transcend those limitations. Now, have you been able to do that? Is that part of your process?
I have experienced some of it.
You've broken the space-time continuum.
I have experienced some of it. Now, we don't expect you to fly out the window from our course. We say to you, you will begin to break the limitations. Your life will get better.
Well,
The harmony that is natural begins to manifest.
the limitations that he was talking about are these space-time limitations.
Yeah.
Can I say something about it? See, we're getting into an area that is, for most of us, very speculative. I mean, you believe it or you don't believe it, and it gets into a lot of intellectual concepts about it, et cetera, and what would happen if I were unlimited, then I would have to break the social bonds and so on. Not necessarily, but that's beside the point. The point is that the method we have is practical. It isn't asking you to accept pie in the sky. It isn't asking you to fly out the window. It isn't asking you to even go so far as to break the space-time whatever, because if you want to do that, you can use the method to get yourself to that place where you can do that. But most of us don't care about that. Really, most people don't give a hoot about that. What they really want is to be able to make their lives work and be happy and not be miserable and not be pushed around by the world anymore. And that we can offer you, and that you can start doing the first day with our method, because it's practical. It's used in the world. It's used in when somebody gets you upset, bang, you use it right then. You don't have to wait till you go home. You don't have to go on a shrink's couch. You can just use it now, right now when the thing is happening. It's very practical. So all of the other talk is nice and nice theory, and it's beautiful to think about, and it's a wonderful thing to have as a goal, but it's not, we're talking with our method, it's practical.
We begin to
Sure.
delimit.
Sure, I'm sure they will.
May I ask this question? I agree with most of the things you've said. However, I didn't understand what you meant about some of the cultural things that people do as being an escape necessarily and limiting them from really seeing their own selves. For instance, film, theater.
No, I said an escape from our feelings.
They may not be. They may be strictly cultural things
Could
and
be.
may not be covering.
You're right.
I can see a person, even with your method, when they finally are able to enjoy life, doing even more of those
Yes.
things in a more happy
Yes,
way.
look, I agree with you. It could be. It doesn't have to be, as you said. Right.